What is happening, guys? It is now 1989. Welcome back. This is episode 50 of the Hereford United career into next season, which is Premier League football. Yes, we won the playoffs. It was absolutely brilliant. Kirk Wilson, or Super Kirk Wilson as we've named him now, clinched it for us. He got the goal in the final. If you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch it. We played the full final out. It was just brilliant. Really enjoyed it. I didn't think we would be going into the Premier League in this season, but we are. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to do a quick round up of obviously what happened this season. So we'll go into the standings and we'll do a quick roundup of who won what and everything like that. We'll do obviously the player of the season, the goal of the season, and so we'll just get into the standings if it'll load. Here we go. So, Championship. Fulham take the title. Congratulations to them going into next season as champions. Brighton take automatic promotion, which we so nearly took off them, but we had to do it the hard way. As you can see, up in third, which technically we've deserved it because we're in third. The playoffs were won, and obviously Bournemouth finished behind us, and then Coventry and QPR. So that's where the standings go, obviously, from the Championship. Relegated from the Championship going into League One is three really shocked teams, to be honest. Huddersfield, Derby County and Cardiff. Real surprise to me, to be honest, those teams. So let's can we go to the Premier League first? No, I don't think we can we? We'd have to do it through the others. So we'll go to the FA Cup first. I'll go to the others in a minute and we'll see who did from Premier League and so on. So FA Cup was won by Manchester City against Sheffield United. They did really well to get to the final, but they got thrashed 3-0. Carabao Cup, let's have a quick look, was won by Liverpool. City again in the final. Thankfully City didn't win it again, somebody else won it, so Liverpool winning 2-0 there. We obviously won the playoffs in the Championship. I didn't realise I clicked on that then. So obviously clinched it with 1-0, as you guys know, with Super Kirk Wilson. The UEFA Super Cup was won by Manchester City again against Manchester United, 4-3. City have won all sorts this season, probably clinched the Premier League as well. We'll certainly have a look. But the UEFA Champions League, let's have a look who won the Champions League. It was won by Juventus, 2-1 against Inter. The Europa League was won by Villarreal, 3-2 against, I think that's Lazio, or the unconfirmed Lazio. Is this the UEFA Conference League? I think it is, isn't it? UEFA Conference League was won by Chelsea against Porto, 2-1. And European champions, that's international. We're not too fussed about that. So, right, let's go back and let's have a look who finished where in the other leagues. So obviously we'll start off with the Premier League, and here we go for the Premier League. Premier League was won by Manchester City. They won, was that a treble? Running by a treble, and they only won it on goal difference. Points exactly the same as Liverpool. They won it on goal difference. Chelsea in third, Leicester in fourth, and Spurs in fifth. Relegated, Watford, Nottingham Forest and Norwich. One of those will obviously replace us in the Championship, and we will be going up. We know the Championship, so obviously we showed you that a minute ago. We're straight to League One, so going into the Championship is Hull, Bolton, and obviously one of Sheffield United, Rotherham, Blackpool or Sunderland. Relegated from there is Walsall, Wigan, Rochdale and Port Vale. And then obviously League 2 going up into League 1, Doncaster, Crewe, and then out of Mansfield, Wimbledon, Gillingham, Leyton Orient or Morecambe, obviously in the playoffs there. Not sure who would have won that. And obviously would have been relegated, would have been Sutton, Northampton and Forest Green Rovers. Right rock bottom, Forest Green Rovers. They weren't doing that badly when we were there. So that's the roundup of everything that is really relevant. I could show you the other leagues, but we're only doing the English league, so it doesn't really matter. Right, that's everything in regards to the roundup. So I want to go into obviously the squad hub and give out the awards. Now, not only does Josh Griffiths get the club goalkeeper award, if we go back to player stats, I think, just try and get the right one here. I think is it on the standings where the goals are? Obviously, as you can see here, top goal scorer was Harry Wilson, 38 goals in 44 games. He was brilliant. He scored one against us as well. Top assister was Harry Wilson again. Do we have anybody in there? We do. O'Reilly in 4th place with 10 assists this season. And if you see here, clean sheets, Griffiths at the top of the Championship for clean sheets, 16 clean sheets in 39 matches. So, as obviously I will go into show you then, Josh Griffiths will take the goalkeeper club, obviously from the club, the goalkeeper of the year, because he's been absolutely outstanding. So really, really happy with Josh Griffiths. We brought him in at the start of the season to obviously replace Wilson in goal, and he's been a brilliant replacement, and he's gone up 5 ratings this season. Hopefully we'll continue growing, and we will use him in the Premier League as our first team starter. Obviously McNeil started to grow, but he's definitely going to be just a backup for any other games that we'll play. So that's the goalkeeper of the season. Player of the season. I'm sure you guys could probably have a guess at player of the season. They can't be anybody else. He's been absolutely superb this season. Come up with some crucial goals. He's clinched the last goal of this season to send us into the Premier League. Super Kirk Wilson gets the player of the season because he was absolutely brilliant this season. Scored a hat-trick as well. Assisted some goals, scored some goals. He's just been brilliant. Let's have a quick look at his stats. So there you go, 12 goals, 4 assists, 11 clean sheets involved in that in 26 appearances. His overall rating was a 7. He was brilliant this season, come up with some great crucial goals, and obviously got the goal in the final. So that is where we stand with that. Now, goal of the season. For the majority of the season, I was going to give it to Tommy Doyle for his goal against Fulham. But if you guys remember, not so long ago, Adam scored an absolute worldie. So if you don't remember the goal or you haven't seen it, I will show it for you now. Probably the last action of the game. Let's see if I can hit Big Sam or Rodriguez on the header. It's going to drop down to Banks, head this down to Adam, have a go with Adam. That's a decent effort, and what a hit that is! That has just outshadowed the first goal by a mile. As you can tell with that reaction, guys, I didn't expect that goal to go in either. It was an absolute blinding goal, so Adam takes the goal of the season. I think that's the full roundup done. That's everybody in the squad done. That's our roundup done for everybody in the leagues. So I feel happy now to move on into next season. So we will advance into next season. We'll just wait for confirmation that we've still got our managerial job. Players returning from loan, that should be... who have we got here? That is Adam from Boca Juniors, and that is Jordan Best from his club as well that he was loaned out of. And right until to let you know. Oh, that's just Rodriguez's development schedule. Just double check that it's not anything I need to change. I don't think it is. So then, guys, that's that sorted, and we can end the season on a plus note. Yep. I knew they were going to say that anyway. Board especially happy with us, and I think so far we've done a brilliant job. Every single season we've gone up, so this will be our biggest challenge going into the Premier League. I will advance here. It will take a couple of minutes, guys, so obviously I will simulate this for you, and I'll see you in the start of the season. Here we are, guys, pre-season. As I've always said to you, every single episode so far, when we've got to this point, make sure you always choose the one, because you can skip it, as you can see with Circle. Always choose the one with the most money and just simulate pre-season. It gives your players game time to obviously get the sharpness up. You also get money out of it. Even if you get knocked out, you still get a percentage of the money. So just go with the highest valued one, which is this one, and we will proceed forward into next season. And again, we get to edit our club, so obviously you can press R3 to skip it. Obviously we don't want to skip it. I'm just going to press select, and I'm going to go in and change the kits and change the stadium a tiny bit. Not too much, but I will be back with you in a second. Here we are then, guys, all complete. I have changed Edgar Street Stadium only slightly. You probably won't notice a difference, but I've changed the grass and I've changed the colour of the stadium a little bit. Apart from that, Edgar Street Stadium is exactly how it was. We also have a new sponsor, as you can see here, guys, with our new kit. We are now sponsored by Nike. I have gone with our traditional colours. Obviously our home kit is just traditionally white. I've just added the grey in there. I think it just splits the white up a little bit. Looks really, really nice. I'm happy with that one. And our away kit is obviously the black and red stripes. We've gone with very thin stripes this year, but again, I really, really like it. So that's the kits edited. That is the stadium done. Obviously the crest will stay the same. Let's advance on into next season. Now we are at the start of the season. I've got a lot of work to do. I need to have a look at players on the transfer list. I need to have a look at players in the squad. We need to improve by a mile. We struggled a little bit last season. We need to bring in some solid strength. So what I'm going to do while I'm with you now is I'm going to advance one day and then I'm going to stop simulating. So it says stopping, so it should simulate to the very first day, or the second day, which is Tuesday. And you guys know that we brought in Kolasinac on a free contract from last season. I'm still hoping that he is 75 rated. We'll have a quick look. So a player arriving on pre-contract, there you go, Kolasinac. We will certainly have a look at his ratings. Also, we've been entered into there. The transfer market is open. And the board were delighted, obviously, with our performance. So, while I'm on with you, I will change, or we'll have a quick look at Kolasinac and see. He is still 75 rated. He is going to go straight into that left-back position, guys. Right there, which strengthens our back line straight away. Bale will still play a big part. I will leave him where Wilson is for now, because I am going to look to move Wilson on. We've also got Adams back, who is 70 rated. Obviously Kirk Wilson is 72 rated, so I'm going to look to move Adams on as well. We do have Best back, but he's unhappy, so we're going to have a look at what's wrong with him. We are certainly going to have a busy transfer window, so stay tuned. Transfer budget, guys. I have obviously done a little bit of research now. I've had a look around. I have found some players, but I wanted to make sure that we had enough money to obviously proceed with the strength that I think we need to bring in. So we have about £53 million, which is really good money. We can bring in some decent Premier League talent for that. So money-wise, that's not the problem. One of the problems is we are brand new to the Premier League, so bringing in quality is going to be difficult. Now what I have done is, obviously I won't go through all of them because I may be here a while. I've gone through and found what I think either players on the transfer list or free agents will impact the squad and strengthen. So there's a few names on here you'll recognise, obviously Mings, Trevor Chalobah. I spotted this lad from Everton. He looks pretty decent. We need to strengthen really, so I've obviously gone through the teams to find players that Patrick Roberts is also on the transfer list as well. I'd like to bring Patrick Roberts in as another. Obviously Conor Gallagher, we could bring in another player there. Longstaff, and this is probably the most interesting one, guys. Benik Afobe has been added. Well, he's not been added, he's been released by his last club, which I presume was Stoke, and he's been released now and he is free on the transfer. Now obviously we brought in Sam Gallagher last season and he was just a godsend. He got some vital goals in the Championship for us, and Benik Afobe I think could be the man to provide some goals for us in the Premier League. So what I'm going to do is, obviously you guys know from last season Dembele and Rivera were already on there and already scouted. Dembele is still a possibility, depends on what happens on that right hand side. I might bring him in anyway, but I'm going to wait for the scout reports to come back on all these players, because obviously I'd like to bring in probably Tyron Mings, obviously more experience, as you guys know, in the England squad in real life, and obviously being 6'5", he's going to be defensively strong. I want to bring in a really solid centre back. Maybe Trevor Chalobah could do the job, and also Aarons, he's at Olympiacos at the minute. He's maybe somebody we could bring back to the Premier League. There's a few different options that we can play around with. So noting that, also I have added a few players to obviously the transfer list to move them on. So I've added quite a few players to the transfer list. Wilson's on there, Adams is on there, Valencia is on there. I've looked to loan out Banks, not sell him. I've looked to loan him out to see if he can improve. Alexander is on the transfer list. French, unfortunately, I kept him from the start. He's going to have to make his way out. So there's a few players on the transfer list that I need to move on. But for now, we're going to wait for the scout reports to come back and we'll see if we get anything in the meantime. If not, we will move on and we will simulate pre-season. First game of pre-season, guys. As you know, we haven't made any signings just yet, so obviously we are our standard lineup. Wilson up top, Anthony and Fernandez left and right, O'Reilly in the cam position, Amadou captain in centre defensive midfield with Adam, Kolasinac, obviously not new signing because we signed him last season, but gets his first game for us at left back today, Paslak in the right back position, Hurst and Alphonse, and obviously Griffiths in goal. So just quick simulate that. Like I said, it doesn't even matter if we lose this, it's just extra money in the bank. Thankfully, we do get a 2-0 win. Adam got a yellow card, Anthony picked up the first goal, and Jordan Graham picked up the second goal. So starting pre-season off with a bang, which is what we like to see. And if there is any transfer news, guys, I will bring it to you. Otherwise, I will simulate to the next game. First transfer of the window then, guys, and it is for Fernandez. I presumed that Fernandez would get some interest after his performance last season, but not being a big club at all, I don't even know who they are, to be honest. Not being a big club, I want to play it as realistic as possible. We've just got up into the Premier League. Our players are important to us, you know what I mean? They're not just going to swoop in and get a quick deal on somebody as good as Fernandez, so I feel quite comfortable to go ahead and reject that. And another transfer for you guys, this time it's for Kirk Wilson. Now it is off Fenerbahce. They are quite a decent side, certainly a European side, but in my opinion, we brought him up from the youth academy. He's loyal to this club. He's been the star man of our season, and just to let him go to the same sort of team, obviously we're in the Premier League now, so Fenerbahce are on that sort of level, but to just let him go for that kind of money, I can't do it. It's Super Kirk Wilson. I'm going to have to reject, guys. Second game of pre-season then, guys. As you can see, I've rotated the side round. Kirk Wilson still starts up top, Rodriguez out on the left, Jordan Graham out on the right, Wall in the cam position, Amadou still keeps his position in centre defensive midfield with Doyle, and Bale in the left back position, Alexander at the right back position, Silva and Banks centre back, and Griffiths in goal. So let's simulate the second game and see if we can get another win. We don't. We get a 2-1 defeat that time, so it's been a win and a loss so far, which should leave us in decent stead to get through into the next round. So same again, guys, if there isn't any transfer news, I will simulate forward and I'll see you in the next one. Here we have it, guys, another bit of transfer news for you. This time it's for Alexander. Alexander has been brilliant for us, but 29-year-old, 63 rated, he's just not Premier League talent, to be honest, and I'm just going to go ahead and accept that because we're going to bring in a new backup right back. Third game of pre-season then, guys. We've had a win and we've had a loss, so the only switch that I've made now is Kirk Wilson is too tired to play this game, so I've put Sam Gallagher in, and everybody else is same starting 11. So let's quick simulate this. We'll see if we can get a second win, and we don't. We get a second loss, so that might be us out of pre-season. We'll just have a quick look and see if we've made it through. I don't think we will. Having a win and 2 losses, I think that is us out of pre-season. We haven't. We've made it through, actually. That really does surprise me. We have a loan offer for Banks. So obviously I do want to loan Banks out because I want to bring in obviously a really solid Premier League centre back. Let's just have a look. It's a loan to buy, which obviously we don't want. I only just want to loan him, so delegate this and just do a loan for 1 year, and hopefully Banks will be going out on loan this season. Transfer money, and we are through to the next round. Another bit of transfer news, guys. This time it is Watford coming in for our goalkeeper Josh Griffiths. Now Watford got relegated into the Championship and they're trying to steal our goalkeeper. I don't think so. That is getting a reject. More transfer news, guys. Alexander has been sold now. He has moved on. Banks, they are looking to loan him just for 1 year, which suits me down to the ground. It's just a standard loan for 1 year. He's probably going to get a lot more football there, so good luck to Banks. Hopefully he comes back to us and he has improved. On the field, he's actually a pretty decent player. It's just his stats that need to improve. We'll get rid of that. And also we have an offer. It's actually FC Sounders that have come in for Valencia. Well, FC Sounders, he is valued the most at 950. If he accepts contract terms, he is all yours. Valencia, thank you for your service, but he will be making his way out of the club. Here we are then, guys. What I have been waiting for, scout reports to come back. We've got 4 scout reports back. We have Lock's scout report back, Patrick Roberts' scout report back, Sissoko's scout report back, and Benica Forbe, who I was really interested in bringing in. So let's go across to transfers and have a look at the ratings of the players that we've got back. So obviously Dembele is somebody that I'm really thinking about bringing in. So is Rivera, but Benica Forbe is only 68 rated. I wanted him to be higher than that because obviously his finishing ability, as we know, is brilliant anyway. But being 68 rated, I don't think is going to be the man for the job, seeing as in Kirk Wilson is a lot higher rated and is in goal scoring form. So we'll remove Benica Forbe. Patrick Roberts is somebody I am very interested in bringing in for maybe the right hand side or maybe the cam position, to swap round with O'Reilly. Let's have a look. Sissoko is not as good as I thought he was going to be. He is only supposed to be a backup right back, but as you can see here, there's a younger player who is better rated at Everton that we could possibly bring in to be a backup right back. So I may have a look at him. And who else was there? I think that was the only scout reports back. So still no signings just yet. I will hold off for now. I am pretty keen to bring Patrick Roberts in. I think that would be a very good signing. We'll see what happens in that right wing position because we have Fernandez. So bear with me for now and we will make a decision when called upon. I am going to wait for, who was the other, there was another right back, Aaron's. We'll wait for Aaron's scout report to come back before we make a decision on Sissoko. We can bring Sissoko in as a backup, but being 64 rated, he's just not going to be good enough. So I'll move him off there and possibly bring Lock in and move him from a left back to a right back. That is a possibility as well. So I'll keep simulating, guys. No signings just yet. Next game of pre-season, guys. Can we win this game and possibly get into the finals? So we'll simulate this game. We lose 3-1. That is us out of pre-season. Not really fussed. The guys have got some sharpness back in them, so I think we're ready for the start of the season. What we need to concentrate on is these transfers. I'm just waiting for the rest of the scout reports to come back. We'll go out in the semi-finals, but it's not a big deal. Pre-season, as I said, it will just bring in some extra money. As you can see there, transfer budget has been put up. It's only less than 2 million, but it still increases your value, so always make sure that you do that as well. So I'll just wait for the scout reports to come back, guys, and then we'll start making some signings. Valencia has sold, guys. He has made his way out the club into FC Sounders. Banks has also made his way out the club, guys, just on loan for a season. Right then, guys, what we've been waiting for. Trevor Chaloba's scout report has come back. Sean Longstaff's has come back. Conor Gallagher's has come back. Lewis Travis has come back from Blackburn Rovers, and Tyron Ming's has come back. So, like I said, I'm trying to bring in Premier League quality. So I want to bring in experience, obviously, to help us survive in the first season. So Tyron Ming's 80 rated. How much is he going to cost? Not too much at all. I would really like to bring in Tyron Mings. Like we said, we've got about 56 million pound or something like that, 53 million pounds. So Tyron Mings would definitely be somebody I would like to bring in. Also, Travis could be somebody I would like to bring in, being 77 rated. He looks really good, and obviously Blackburn Rovers are back in the Championship. Conor Gallagher looks really good. How much is Conor Gallagher? Conor Gallagher is going to cost a bit of money. He looks like he's a bit out of our range at the minute. I'll take Conor Gallagher off the list. I'm tempted to bring Locke in to be our backup right back, because obviously we've got Paslak in at the middle, and Paslak is brilliant at the minute. So there's a few options for us. Longstaff is somebody we could certainly bring in, not going to cost too much as well. Trevor Chaloba is somebody I could bring in at centre-back, but to be honest, for that kind of money for Chaloba, I would rather try and bring in Tyron Mings. So what I will do, guys, is I'll remove Trevor Chaloba. I am going to try and sign Tyron Mings, so fingers crossed for me. And here he is, guys, the biggest deal that we have put together yet, and quite possibly the best deal. He cost me £13 million, just 500 grand over his value. The only downside was he wanted 50 grand in wages. He did take a wage cut, but obviously it's very expensive for somebody who's just come up to the Premier League. But Tyron Ming is a Hereford United player. 80 rated. He's going to go straight into the centre-back position. And I'm telling you now, this guy will make the difference in the Premier League. A well-rounded, brilliant defender at the size of... Is he 6'5"? I think he's 6'5", isn't he? He is 6'5", Tyron Ming. And he is going to be probably our talisman in defend this season. Tyron Ming, welcome to Hereford United. Next on the list, guys, I want to talk about this backup right-back position. Now, I have two choices to make. I can either go and get Locke and make him a right-back instead of a left-back and have him as a backup to Paslak. Or I can wait for Max Aaron's his scout report to come back and see if he's either better than Paslak and leave Paslak on the bench. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I'm going to wait for the scout report to come back, see how much Aaron's is going to cost. If not, I'm tempted to bring in Locke just to be the backup, but obviously we want to strengthen. So the next position I want to talk about, Jordan Graham. He's been okay for us, but like I said, I want to strengthen. So Patrick Roberts was someone I wanted to bring in just for sheer quality, a household name, but with being on 75 grand a week, he's not going to take a massive pay drop. So I'm going to bring in Dembele instead. Dembele is going to be cheaper. His wage cut is obviously cheaper. He's 21 years old, so he's obviously younger than Patrick Roberts. So Dembele is the next target. Welcome Dembele, the next signing of the window, guys. We have brought him in. So the deal went down. I offered them over his value. I offered, I think, 7. They came back with 9.3, I think, or something like that. I offered them a straight 8, and they accepted. He didn't even want more wages. He was on 30 grand, and I thought he would want more wage. He didn't. He only wanted 28. So that deal is done and dusted, guys. Dembele, welcome to Hereford United. Transfer offer for us this time, guys. It's for French, and surprisingly it's FC Sounders again. FC Sounders wanting to do a lot of work or deal with us this window, so obviously I want to move French on. So I just want to thank him for his service. He was a great captain, he was a great leader, he scored some brilliant goals for us and made some brilliant memories. So thank you very much, Mr. French, and good luck in America. More transfer news, guys. Wilson, the left back, I have been offered a straight £1 million for him, so I'm not going to mess about. I'm just going to go ahead and accept that. There we go, guys. French has made his way out of the club, so again, thank you to Mr. French for his services, and the scout report has come back for Max Aaron's. He is 81 rated. Wow. Yes, so what we are going to do there, I didn't think he would be that highly rated. What we are going to do about this backup right back position is Max Aaron's is going to cost an absolute arm and a leg, so I'm going to leave him on there for next season when we have a little bit more money, and I'm going to bring in Locke and change him from a left back to a right back, and he can be our backup right back. There we are then, guys. Deal is done. Locke is in. I have gone on his development and I have changed him from a left back to a right back. He is going to be our backup right back to... forgotten who's at right back. It's Paslak, obviously. So Paslak is going to be our main right back, and then obviously Locke is going to be our backup right back. And his deal we got done. His wages were a little bit expensive, 10 grand, because obviously he was at Everton, so he was on a decent amount. So 5 years, he didn't even want rotation, which is great, so he's not going to want to play that often. And 10 grand done and dusted. There we are then, guys. The left back Wilson has been sold. He has made his way out of the club. Another bit of transfer news for you guys. Adam has obviously had a transfer bid, and for that kind of money, I really don't want to let Adam go. He was brilliant last season, brilliant in midfield. They're not a huge club. They're nowhere near, obviously, Premier League status, so I'm quite happy to go ahead and reject that. Another piece of transfer news, guys. Tommy Doyle has shown interest off PSV. Now, PSV are a decent-sized club, but not on the Premier League side of things, I wouldn't say. European club, definitely, but I'm quite happy to say that we'll keep hold of Tommy Doyle. An asset to the team. He was brilliant last season, and I do want to keep hold of him, so I'm going to go ahead and reject that. And again, guys, more transfer news, this time for Sam Gallagher off Watford. Now, we don't actually have a backup for Kirk Wilson. Now, Sam Gallagher and Kirk Wilson are the same rating, so obviously because it's off Watford and they're back down in the Championship, I'm going to go ahead and reject that because we need Sam Gallagher as a backup. Again, another bid, guys, from the same team that bidded before, and this time they want Rodriguez. Again, I'm just not going to accept. It's not going to happen. We need Rodriguez, definitely. And Locke's position has been changed from left back, guys, to a right back, so I'll switch him while I'm on with you here, and we are very close to the start of the Premier League season. So I'm just going to try and improve his weak foot, because that's certainly something that needs improving. So transfer window's gone good so far, and we are very close to the first game of the season, so I'll simulate forward. If there's any more news, I'll let you know. Right then, guys, this is a bit of a strange one. So I've had an email about the up-and-coming game against West Ham United. Yes, the first game of the season is against West Ham. It says, concerns that the current captain, which is Amadou, is struggling in that position, and I should give it to Tyron Ming. Now, if you go across to the player chat, it also says over here, Amadou, he says, boss, I know I didn't have a great pre-season. There were reasons for that. I wasn't feeling 100%. I'm over it now. Can you give me a chance against West Ham and I'll show you what I can bring to the team? Now, I'm going to say there's real competition for your place here, because saying he's the key man is kind of saying, don't worry, you've still got your place, and I don't really want to put him down and say there's always someone waiting. So we'll reply back with, there's real competition here and you need to show me what you've got in this next game. So for now, I will leave Amadou as captain and I won't give it to Tyron Ming just yet coming into the team. Also, we've had another bid for, in fact this time it's for Adams. So I'm quite happy for Adams to leave the club and he can make his way out, so that's a bit of extra cash right there. I thought it was for Adam, the midfielder. Now, anyway, we will do the press conference and we will bring today's episode to a close, as obviously with the transfers, guys. Sorry it's dragged on a bit longer than it usually does. You know, with the transfer window, it's just, I can't not bring, you know, everything to you. So let's have a quick look at the press conference and then we'll end ready for the next episode into the first game of the Premier League. Can your boys beat the drop? I'm really hoping that we can. We just have to get enough points to survive. That is the goal for this season, definitely. We need to survive. There's a buzzer around the new signing. He certainly will. I don't know whether he'll get the start in the first game, but I might bring him on. We'll see how it goes. I'll just say we'll see how it goes. Can't wait to see what he's going to do. And they're on about Tyron Ming straight away. Of course they are. Is Ming's ready? Well, I'm really hoping he is. The lad's got something to prove, definitely. So excited and keen to get my teeth stuck into the Premier League. Excuse me, guys. So I will leave you guys there. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, we have made some brilliant signings already. Tyron Ming's into the club. We've got Dembele into the club. We've obviously had people go out. We've got Locke, the new right back, or backup right back, and we have strengthened our spinal core, obviously, with Mings. We brought Amadou in not so long ago. Everybody's gone up in rating. Fernandez is 75 rated now. We brought Kolasinac in. Don't forget about that deal. We have made some really good signings, and we're looking a very, very strong side at the minute. And also, we have a strong bench to come off as well. So really looking forward to getting stuck into the Premier League, guys. Leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell me about the new signings, get involved any which way you possibly can, and I shall see you in the next episode for the first game of the Premier League. It's been Daniel 1989. Love you, bye.